Hello, good morning, and welcome to Bill Riccardi's weekly Patreon update. I, of course, am Bill Riccardi, a creator and purveyor of fantasy novels, but as you can tell by my tone and the beating of tennis balls and ping pong balls in the background, this is not your normal weekly Patreon update. Um, a unique opportunity has reached me. Thus the shorn beard and even wearing the glasses today. Something very different is happening in my life, something positive in the long run, but not writing related. What does this mean? Um, for my loyal patrons, it doesn't mean that there will be a lot of change. It does mean you'll have a little bit more money in your pocket. I will be suspending further Patreon donations as of today. And that will be until either this situation crystallizes and actually happens, in which case I'll be talking a little bit more about it without worrying about non-disclosure issues, and it also means that you will be able to still receive the two major books that I am still working on. The pace will simply be slower. And of course, you won't have to continue to donate. Whatever tier you're at right now, I'm going to freeze it. And you will, for example, if you're at the paperback tier, get the next two paperbacks. That's going to be the Ihi Saga Book 3, which is not the end of the Ihi Saga, but it's certainly a good place to close off that arc if it needs to be closed off. And the final book of the Blackstaff Sibling Trilogy. Now, the time frame for these books, should this other project crystallize, is going to be pushed back, which is another reason why I think it's only fair to stop donations and yet still honor all of my obligations as far as those two books are concerned with my patrons. The Ihi Saga Book 3 probably won't be out until perhaps May, and then the third and final book of the Blackstaff Siblings probably won't be out until Christmas. So with that in mind, I can't in good conscience continue to take donations. I'm way off pace there. I had promised 3 books this year with novellas and shorts, and that will not happen if this side project comes to fruition. So the good news is you continue to get all the benefits. The bad news is they're going to be slowed down somewhat. But the good news again is that you're not paying for it. I wouldn't do that to you. Your patronage so far has been awesome. The only question left is what happens in the future. Well, if all goes well here, my lifestyle is going to make a fairly positive change. It might even mean moving house. It might mean, moving to better digs and more positive writing environments. Although, my writing environment is fine right now. Imagine for a moment that a lot of the daily chores and a lot of the daily, headaches go away, right? That makes for much better writing time, much more frequent writing time. It's great, right? So we'll see what happens, though. I don't want to put the cart before the horse here. The news as far as patrons or potential patrons are concerned is donations will be frozen as of today, and I'm going to leave them frozen until this resolves itself or until I have more news. We will perhaps pick up this program after the impact of what I'm doing has passed and I'm back to full-time writing. But we'll see is the answer to that. So good news, bad news situation. I'm still going to fulfill my major writing commitments for the year. But the bad news is the pace will be slower, and I don't know what the future holds, but I do know it's a more positive future for me should this project happen. Otherwise, I simply would not take it, right? So there you go. That's what's going on. I can get into more detail as soon as things crystallize a little bit more. That's it for this week. Thanks so much for being patient. I'm going to make those changes over on Patreon right after I put this video up. I hope everyone has a good weekend and a safe weekend, and I will keep you up to date as to what's going on. Cheers!